Hey boys, in this video I'm gonna be showing you guys how to farm gold, gems, and trade heroes in All-Star Tower Defense X. Specifically, the best methods to farm those three materials. And don't forget to subscribe and like for more of this type of content. And yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, so let's start with the simple one. Gems. Obviously, there is a few methods to farm gems in the game. The best one is most definitely gonna be dungeon mode, especially if you get MVP. As we know, dungeon mode is right here and you need to finish all story mode to get inside this building right here. And inside it has the dungeon. And once you get in, you play a game mode. It's quite easy if you are in the game. You can solo it with decently strong units. And once you do that, you will get a bunch of rewards. And one of them is a decent amount of gems. And with MVP, that amount of gems doubles. So if you play dungeon every 4.30 hours or whatever the amount of time it takes for a dungeon to open, if you play for 30 minutes, it stays open for 30 minutes, so you can replay for 30 minutes straight. So if you play those 30 minutes and you get MVP, you will get a ton of gems from those 30 minutes alone. So it is a very, very good way to farm gems. There is also other simpler ways for all of you guys that are new or even people who are lazy to do all of that. So the best one, it's not the best one, but a really good one is actually just collecting units, because it does give gems. And you know, if I claim right now, okay, I already claimed all of them, so I guess, yeah, but they do give some gems there. Another one is actually doing wait, this is the wrong one, is actually doing NPC quests. Those quests right here, the first clear specifically gives a decent amount of gems. This isn't the first clear for this mission for me, but if it was, it would give around 500 gems for each NPC quest. So there is a bunch of NPC quests in the game. If you do the calculations, you will realize that it gives you almost like 2 PTs, 2 5-star PTs. So that's a very, very good way to actually get gems if you are in a hurry to get a mythical unit that's in the banner or whatever. So yeah, keep that in mind. Also, one more reason is most definitely infinite mode right here. It's just basically a better endless. So if you want to play, if you want a game mode to farm overnight or whatever, just do infinite mode, because it gives you a decent amount of gems. Plus, it gives you void bag that will be useful for another materials. We'll mention this void bag more in this video later, so yeah, keep that in mind. But for gems, infinite mode is also really, really good. And as I just said, void bag is going to be mentioned in other materials in this video. So in general, infinite is a good game mode to AFK farm, because it gives you different materials, and yeah, it will be very helpful to farm a bunch of stuff. And by the way, this is proof. As you guys can see, 448 gems for the first clear of this mission. So if you haven't done all the NPC missions around the world, just do them and you will get a ton of gems. And also, it's like 3 arcs each NPC, so that's like I'm not gonna do the math, but it's like more than 1,200 for each NPC, which is a very good amount. Infinite as well, as I said, a good overnight option, a good macro option. And I guess story mode if you clear it once, but that's just pointless. I'm not even gonna bother mentioning that. Just keep in mind, infinite and doing NPC quests will give you a very good amount of gems. So yeah. And I mean, if you are the type that don't really macro, you can also use AFK chamber, but it gives a very low amount of gems, I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know, man. It would be very helpful if you just play infinite overnight and just macro infinite whenever you're not playing the game, because that's the best way. And one more way to farm gems is just leveling up. As you guys can see, it gives an amount of gems every time you level up. So better go get those rewards if you haven't already. Next up, we got gold. Now for gold, it's interesting because farming gold in this game is very, very hard. One of the methods to farm is actually the dungeon bags, the bags that you get from playing dungeon. It gives gold, it gives a little gold. And honestly, all these sources are very, very small. I mean, very small amount of gold, I'm not gonna lie. But there is one method that is interesting. Not everyone's gonna agree with me with this one, but as you guys see, void bags. Void bags are decently easy to get. If you guys know, as you guys know, infinite mode, just AFK farm this and you get 99 gold bags easily, right? And for those gold bags, they actually sell for 100 gold each. So this 59 void bags actually gives me 5,900 gold. That is a very decent method to farm gold, in my honest opinion, because it's so easy to get those void bags. I know they give some decent rewards, but if you need gold, selling them is a decent option, and then if you don't, you can just use them. So keep that in mind. There's also one more thing that you can actually get from those void bags, and it's actually the summon ticket. For example, if you need to use the void bags but you also need gold, you can use those void bags right here, and you can get summon tickets, and those summon tickets actually sell for 250 each. But keep in mind, you won't get as many as you would from the void bags themselves, because it's, as I said, it's so easy to get 99. Just macro for a bunch of hours and you got 99, and that's 10,000 gold. So there is literally no other better method than just selling those void bags. So consider using this method. I'm not gonna lie, as I said, some people may disagree with me, some people may call it a waste, but I don't think so. I think it's a very good method. I guess you could sell this water essence, which sells for 750 gold each. You can get it from playing dungeon, but I guess dungeon is a little complicated to play because it's every 4 hours or something, and not all of us can remember to play something that spawns 4 hours every 4 hours. So yeah, the simple solution is just AFK farm endless, get those void bags. If you don't want to use them or you don't need to use them, just sell them for gold, because it's a very good method to get gold. Next up, we got trait rerolls, and this part is also a little tricky because there's a lot of ways to get trait rerolls in the game, but most of them are very, very RNG. One of them is, for example, this one right here. This challenge right here. There is a challenge that actually gives you trait rerolls. I don't think there is one right now, but there used to be. Wait, I think it changes basically. I think it's either stat dice or trait rerolls or stat cubes. I don't know, but I think it's still a bad way to get trait rerolls, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you're gonna bound to play those challenges for the skill orbs and the ghosts and stuff. So, I mean, if you see a challenge with trait burner in them, play that, I guess. But it's not a really good method. Daily, on the other hand, is a very good method, especially if you get MVP. Keep in mind, guys, MVP is busted in this game. You can get double every single reward you get from the game mode if you get MVP, and you can only get it with 4 people. So for example, you get lucky and you get 4 trait burners normally. With MVP, it will become 8. So that's actually insane. Daily is a very good way to get trait rerolls, I guess. There is also the weekly task, weekly quest complete, 15 trait rerolls weekly. We can't say no to that. We also got the dungeon loot. Dungeon loot has a chance to give you 2 trait rerolls. So if you get lucky, you can get up to, I don't know, I mean, you can get a decent amount of trait rerolls from those dungeon loots if you grind the dungeons long enough. And once again, if you get MVP on those dungeons, your chances of getting a ton of trait rerolls every time you play the dungeon is gonna increase massively. So I would suggest just looking for leechers or just playing with four Roblox accounts like the tryhards do. You could also farm trait rerolls from the infinite bag, but it is a small chance to get it, so I guess it's not the best way to do it, but it is a good AFK farmable way to do it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, guys, like those trait burners I have right now, I spent a lot, by the way. Keep in mind I spent a lot and I got very unlucky. I only have 1 all-star, but I spent a lot of trait burners and I currently got 115 from just farming infinite and level rewards. That's it. I don't even play dungeon because I'm not gonna lie, I hate game modes that are timed like that. So I gotta remember that in 2 hours I need to play the game. I can't be bothered to do that. So I just do infinite and just claim my level rewards, and I get tons of trait burners. So yeah, if you do that, you can get tons and tons of trait burners. The only trouble is, as I said, void bag is also a very good method to farm gold. So if you are farming for gold, you may not be able to get trait rerolls that way because you will sell those bags. And if you are farming for trait rerolls, you may not get a ton of gold. But still, it depends on what you're grinding. If you're grinding for gold, sell those void bags. If you're not, try to get them rerolls. And one more very important method to get trait rerolls is actually the PvP rank milestones. They give a very, very interesting amount of trait rerolls. I mean, it's not really that much, but it's still very, very nice to have. And I'm not gonna lie though, like the PvP in this game is quite boring to me at least. So I don't really enjoy it, but if you want those trait rerolls really, really badly, I suggest playing some PvP. Another shop that gives you trait rerolls is the trial shop. Currently we have two, and both of them offer trait rerolls. They do not reset, but they offer a decent amount of trait rerolls. As you guys can see, there is the trait rerolls from trial 1, 50, we got 50 here, and there we go, 50 from trial 2. And yeah, this is it guys. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.